Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Comedy. Drama.
Where are you reading that?
It's in my head. There's a litany of laughter which has taken place over the years. We look back, Red Buttons, Red Fox, Donald J. Rickles, Richard L. Pryor, Sam Kinison, Leonard Schultz, Bruce. There has been a long list of comics who are household names, and our guest today is amongst that litany. He started from humble beginnings, raised himself up into one of the top comics in a very competitive scene. Please welcome Doug Bell.
Wait, hold on. I didn't get the right tinkling. Can we start where you just go, welcome Doug Bell, and then we'll just cut it?
We could do that. A long litany of humorists that have found comedy through tragedy, and our next and only guest today is no exception. Please welcome Doug Bell.
Yes, that had like a better tinkling.
The crowd's going crazy, Doug. You're used to that.
Yeah.
Laughter for you is like air.
Yeah, but it's not good in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Never off is the way people would describe you.
Yeah, it's always about like just kind of keeping people happy and blah blah blah, and like kind of just going with the moment, you know.
It's amazing to me how good you look.
Thanks. Yeah, people tell me I look like I'm 18 again. I'm like, really 18? I go, you sure you don't be 19? You're so funny, dude.
The regimen for you, diet, exercise, well-being, list them.
Yeah, diet, exercise, well-being.
Perfect. And you started from humble beginnings. You were born in?
Waterbury, Connecticut.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Great town.
It was a fun town. I would go sledding in the winter. I used to go sledding. I used to go out, shovel snow, blah, blah, blah. I'd go to school, like bounce a ball and stuff. It was crazy.
It's a very white privileged town. There's a button. It's a very white privileged town, but you don't exude white privilege. You're a man of the people.
Yeah, we had like, we came from humble means.
How many brothers and sisters in the Bell household?
I'm an only child. I had a brother.
And?
He passed away.
When you were young?
Yeah, we were kind of born as twins.
Okay.
And we both, I guess, got like tangled up in the whole, the umbilical cord, and he didn't make it.
He was murdered inside your mother's womb.
Only the strong survived. It's my motto.
And did that shape you?
For him.
Yeah. Big Bell for Doug Bell's brother. Did you give him a name?
Jerry.
Jerry Bell.
My mother named him Jerry.
Rest in peace, Jerry Bell.
R.I.P. Jerry Bell.
You, as an only child, come out of your mother's womb. When do you start being funny?
I'm going to guess probably like early. Like when I was a kid, I used to love to kind of come in and like do characters. I'd pretend I was other people. Like I'd kind of come in. I'd be like, I'd have the hat. My mom would be sitting there. And I'd come in. I'd go like, I had a little bell. She gave me a bell. And I'd be like, what's up? What's up, Ma? What's up, Ma? Like, you know, like Bugs would do.
Like Bugs Bunny.
So funny, yeah. I do all the cartoon guys, like characters.
Now you start going to school.
Yeah, sure.
You went to preschool?
Yeah.
Kindergarten?
Yeah. I was like a little entertainer back then even.
When did the comedy start in school?
Probably from the very beginning, because I would do as a teacher, Mrs. Menbury.
Yeah.
Menbirrie, Miss Menbury. And I would always like just do the impression of Miss Menbury. She would go like, where's your schoolwork? It sounds just like her too. And she'd come out and go, where's your work? You know, the kids would be like, this guy's fucking... Yeah, it was like destiny.
There's something about you being from Waterbury, yet still this story being universal to everybody because everybody has heard, where's your schoolwork?
Yeah, everybody knows like Mrs. Miss.
That was your first bit. That got you into the talent show in second grade, and you competed against
first
who?
grade.
That was first grade. My apologies.
Yeah, there was a girl in a wheelchair, and she would do this thing where she would like roll around and do athletic stuff. But I came out and I just started doing Nicholson. Place went crazy. Look at the girl in the chair. I was like making fun of her legs. Hey, bet you wish your legs were good. All the kids were cracking up,
So these kids really got Nicholson at the time.
Yeah, he was popular back then.
The Shining was around.
The One Flew in a Cuckoo's Nest was crazy.
Comedy always has a victim. How did the wheelchair girl deal with your jokes?
They thought she was going to win a competition, but she didn't understand that Belle was in town, and she had to take it.
How's it feel to be the best at what you do?
It feels good. It's like one of those things. Like you work so hard, you put all your energy into it, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, people are like Belle, 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 and I'm like, well, there's other people too, and they're like Belle. So you just kind of take it.
So you're popular immediately at a very early age. Your first love you met when?
The lady comedy.
Everyone else is a secondary mistress.
Yeah, I just got emotional.
Comedy is a lady insofar.
My first love.
Your first love.
First love.
What are the qualities that comedy has as a lover?
She's laughter.
Yeah.
Clapping. A lot of clapping.
Yeah.
And the big knockers.
They do. Comedy does that. We have a water for Mr. Bell, please.
I got a cup of water. I got a container of coffee. They got what I asked. Thank you, guy. I asked for a nice room temperature Sanka.
Yeah, everything is taken care of here.
You got a straw?
Could Doug have a straw,
Can I get
please?
a straw?
A lot of people say that comics are unique or eccentric, and sometimes both. Where would you fall?
Probably like uniquely eccentric. I just go. Like you can see the way I riff. I just don't. Nothing matters. I just show up and I'm just like, boom, party starting. Let's go.
You fall in love with comedy. You're gifted from the get-go. Some people would argue nature versus nurture. Do you think your mother made you funny, or were you born funny?
I just couldn't help it. I came out like cracking people up. Thanks for the straw.
Was it a defense mechanism, or was it a need to show off your gift?
I just like to crack jokes.
Yeah.
It was so funny. Like I would do this thing, right? Like I would go to the bowling alley and I would always take the bowling ball up to the front.
Yeah.
And the lady would be sitting there, she'd be like, what do you want, Belle? And I would always go like, hey, this ball's broken, there's holes in it, Stuff like that. Like she would crack up like, cripes, Belle.
Do you get upset when people call you Belle instead of Doug?
No.
You love it.
No, that's why I carry it. Somebody will go Belle. I go, that's my name, don't wear it out. That's my name. Don't wear it out.
You decided to start commuting to New York City when you had outgrown Waterbury, Connecticut, because you were already the funniest person in Waterbury.
Yeah.
You won your talent show over the...
First grade, that was, yeah.
You get to New York.
Yeah.
Where's the first place you go?
I went out. There was a little comedy place. There was a little bar called Mickey's Pub. And there was some guys milling about, going up there, blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting there, I'm tossing back a couple of brews. And I'm like, I could probably do that.
Yeah.
So I went up and I started just riffing. They're like, please welcome Doug Bell. Like I lied. I told them that I was like friends with Sammy Kinison. But I hadn't met him yet. He came to one of my shows years later.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. I went right up there. I do my Sammy impression. They go crazy.
For those of you unaware.
I start doing Sammy. They're going nuts. Look at you. They couldn't handle it.
And he watched it.
No, he seen me when he came to I was in Houston working. I'm up there, blah, blah, blah. Kinnison is in the back of the room watching. He comes in, and So I start pointing at him. I'm like, look who it is. And the crowd, I'm like, get up here, let's riff.
Yeah.
I'm doing the impression for him. And I told the crowd to start a chant, come up and riff with Bell. Come on. When I turned around, he was gone. He probably like snuck out the back. He didn't want to be outshined in his hometown.
So celebrities like when you point them out or they don't?
I do it all the time. I think they love it.
Don Rickles made a career out of having celebrities come up.
Donnie Rickles, yeah, I've seen him.
So imagine
Look at that hockey puck. I go like that when I go, look at that hockey puck. You know, he goes, all right, Bell.
Imagine, if you will, in the front row is Frank Sinatra and two of his Goomba friends, and you're at the Sands Resort in Las Vegas back in the golden days.
Spill some coffee.
It's fine. It's coffee. Frank Sinatra and his Goomba friends, you're on stage.
Yeah, I'd probably, well, it looks like we're not in New York. I would probably say something like that, like, hey, Frankie, why don't you get up here and sing a tune with Bell?
Right.
And I would go, hold on, my flow's all messed up now.
Okay. Frank Sinatra, you, not in New York, New York.
In the audience, yeah. It'd be so funny. I'd be on, I would see him down there, and I'd probably like, look who it is. I would get up here and sing a tune with Bell. And like while he was singing, I would riff.
How is your singing voice?
I don't sing too good, but I can hold a tune, don't get me wrong. He would probably do something like New York, and he'd point at me, and I'd go New Jersey, like something like that, just to get a laugh. You know what I mean? Or New Amsterdam, you know, some crazy town I'd mention.
Laughs come above everything for you.
Yeah, in my high school yearbook, I said something like that.
Yeah, laughs above all else, I believe is what you wrote.
know, I wrote like, hey, it's Bell, and I wrote Laugh If You Wish.
A lot of people think because how good you are at improv, you studied improv.
I took a class. I went to an improv class when I first came to New York. What was the one that they had? I was on the West Side.
The Upright.
Yeah, UCB. Yeah, UCB. I went there, and I was like, believe me, get out of the way, because I'm just going to riff. I'm like, what's your name? What's your name? And I just started tearing everybody apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite thing to do in an improv scene?
When somebody else cut, or sing, I go, nope. And I just keep going.
Yeah.
They're like, you're a dentist. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm a mechanic. And I throw it right back at them like that.
People think to do improv, you have to agree with what people are saying, but you throw the entire rule book out.
I disagree.
Another great thing is to pull a gun out on people and say, I have a gun. Or if they say you have a gun, you say, no, I don't. These are my fingers.
Yeah, I've done that stuff like that before. I do this, right? And the guy goes, what are you eating? And I go, nah, man, I'm working in a quarry shoveling rocks.
That's good.
Yeah. You know what to do. I'm like, you're not very good at this.
Your improv class opened up your first opportunity on television when you were cast in a Pep Boys commercial. Walk us through that.
Because they're so funny. I walked in there, I'm like, why is the middle guy's name Mo? And I go like that. I go, believe me, I'd be Manny and Jack. You know, I said something like that. Yeah. And I'm like, I would hate to be Mo. And the guy goes, all right, Bell. I go, trust me, man. You put me in that commercial and just let me go. They got mad, though, because I kept going over and just like rolling the tires, because it was one of the extras was cute and she was laughing. So I kept going over to Pep Boys. I would take a tire and I would roll it right through the scene.
That was the start of your on-set romance.
Oh, it was so cool.
Do you remember her name?
Yeah, Belinda.
Belinda.
Yeah, Belinda Jemp.
Background actress.
Jemp, yeah.
From Queens or Long Island?
Neither. She was from Trenton, New Jersey.
Beautiful.
So funny. She loved it, too, because she goes, I'm Belinda. I'm from Trenton. I go, Trenton makes, the world takes.
Yeah.
She went like, why'd you know that, Bell?
Now,
go, trust me,
what's it like for you as a star?
Cool.
Yeah. And you meet this girl.
Yeah.
You dated her for how long?
On and off for like 4 months.
Yeah. And
it was whirlwind, crazy.
It gave you a taste. The Pep Boys commercial opened up for you a career that a lot of people don't think is mainstream. You went into voiceovers.
Yeah, I used to do like all the time. I told them I would do the impressions. Well, ma, like I'd do Freddie. I go out because they want me to do the impressions for the cartoons.
Right.
So I would do that.
So you start making a bit of money.
But I'll tell you, like that, Foggy Leghorn.
Foggy Leghorn.
Yeah.
You were very influenced by cartoons.
I just like.
That was a fart.
I'm sorry.
Just keep going. You're good.
Could you take that out? Cut that out. Like, I'm sorry. It's disgusting. I'm sorry.
I'll take it out.
I apologize for that. That's not funny. I'm sorry I did that. That's
totally,
embarrassing.
It's fine.
It's really right.
It happens.
I'm sorry.
We'll go back.
That's strong.
Let me do it. It's the coffee.
Here, I'll give you the edit point. Like that. When you hear the little tinkling, you got to take it out.
Such a good loud wet fart. Start doing. Where were we, Mike?
Right here in New York City.
Perfect. Back to New York City. You're doing the voiceovers. You have the commercials. You start making money.
Yeah.
You get your first.
Stole a few Muldoons to Bell. I said to the guy.
Yeah. And
so I started making some Muldoons.
Where'd you get your first apartment?
First apartment. I lived like in the South Bronx. You know where Yankee Stadium is?
Yep.
Like 3 blocks from there. It was on a place called Webster Avenue.
Okay.
And I shared the apartment with 4 people. But I was like a 1-bedroom. It cost me $600 a month, which I didn't have at the time. But there was a lot of like bugs. I got bed bugs. It was bad.
Yeah. This was around the bed bug time when everybody started.
Yeah. I had them for like 3 years.
You're struggling. You have 4 roommates. Now, one of them was a
3
comic.
roommates. It was 4.
Oh, there was 4 of you total.
Yeah.
One of them was a stand-up comic?
Yeah.
He was?
Yeah, Billy Jurgensen.
Billy Jurgensen.
He was a good kid, too. It's funny. I met like Bobby Kelly and Billy Burr at that time, too. But Billy Jurgensen was a good kid. Came in from Sacramento, California.
I just smelled the fart right now.
I'm sorry. Could you take that out?
Yeah, I'm going to
I don't want him to say that. I'm sorry. That's disgusting. I don't like to
it's getting stronger. Billy Jurgens, and he was getting up.
Yeah.
He was working the clubs. He was at Dangerfields.
Yeah, he went. I do Rodney, so that's how I went in Dangerfields one night. Right, one of the guys was. I used to hang out all the time. I would just sit there and kind of like just scope the scene, just check it out. Blah blah blah. If Rodney comes in, I'll just like get him. But I told him I'd do Rodney, so I go up on the stage. I go introduce me as Rodney. And the host goes, I go, trust me, they're going to go crazy when they see Bell and they get a load of this impression. Yeah. So he brings me up. He goes, Rodney Dangerfield. The place goes crazy. I walk up, I start doing all kinds of Rodney stuff. I'm like, look at this piano. And I think I riffed a song or something. It was so funny.
Yeah, and they loved it.
You know, and I think it was a bad crowd.
Okay.
It was a bad crowd.
From
Somebody
there,
threw a glass.
Someone walks in. They're casting a movie called Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep.
What happened?
I auditioned for it, and I didn't get it because I was robbed. I got robbed because they said, like, I wanted the Johnny Depp part. And I know John Depp. I've talked to him.
Yeah.
I don't know if
still
you heard.
Smells. The fart still smells.
Cut that. That's got to come out. You can't have that in the final product because it's going to make us look bad.
Okay.
But, yeah, John Depp was the guy they wanted. But I'm like, look, people are going to go for me. Trust me. And they were like, nah, he's the guy. So I said, make me Freddy. They said, you're too young. I'm like, just put the makeup, the hat. I bought like a scary hat. I'm like, you put the hat on, I'll just be Freddy.
You have balls.
Yeah.
When you walk into an audition room, most people are nervous. You walk in, it's Doug Bell from the minute you get in that room.
I walk right in. I go, hey, Doug Bell. Damn glad to meet you. And I go, congratulations. Like, what the hell you congratulate us for, Bell? I go, you just found your man.
Yeah.
I go, we don't even need to do the audition, but if you want me to, I'll breeze through it.
How often does that work?
It's a couple of times, it's please.
Yeah.
A lot of times, it's so political, though, dude.
It is.
There's been times where I didn't like, where they didn't do it, but I knew I had the part, but someone knows somebody and blah, blah, blah. It's real frustrating.
What are the keys to auditioning?
You just got to be you. Like, we got to own it. You just got to walk in there.
He farted again.
I'll cut it. No worries, guys.
That's got to come out. That's embarrassing.
Yeah,
That's disgusting. I'm sorry, I got a sour stomach.
It's fine.
Sour stomach.
I'm embarrassed.
It's okay.
But auditions, let's go back to auditions.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that. I feel
You
really
walk
bad.
in, you own it.
Yeah.
You get discovered. Stand up was it?
That's the reminder. You got to take that part.
Mind, take that out. You're at Dangerfields. You get past at the comic strip. Richie Teakin sees you.
Yeah,
Goes,
'cause
this guy's got something.
Lucian didn't like me.
Why was that?
'Cause I
Because
did-
his hands.
Yeah, I didn't know he had.
He had to wear gloves.
I didn't know that. So I
Yeah.
go, "What are you, a cat burglar?" I say that to him. And he goes, "I don't know, Shireen, Mr. Bell." I go, "What?" I go, "We get the gloves on." I go, "Give me the gloves, Lush."
Yeah.
So I take the gloves off. I'm doing like a whole Mummenschanz thing, and his hands are sore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he didn't pass me. Richie Tinkin liked me, but then Lucian goes, "I don't want him in the club." So he says like that to me.
Now you're watching Eddie Murphy blowing up. You're watching other people.
Ed Murphy's a good
that one
comic. He's
just
good.
started to smell. Now you're
Ed Murphy.
watching.
Ed Murphy's good people.
Now you had to follow Eddie Murphy one night at the Strip.
Yeah, but I just did the same impressions. He went up there, got a bunch of laughs, and I go, "Yeah, you like Ed Murphy?" I go, "Trust me when I tell you, I got some impersonations. I yell anybody, and they yell like somebody yells, 'Get off!' And I'm like, 'Who is that?' Which was such a funny comeback on my part. I'm sure I was taping that.
You're a man of 1,000 voices.
Yeah, I just
Mike, yell an impression.
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. The motherfucking monkey ran up the arm, put his dick, like that. Richie Pryor was good.
Fred Flintstone.
Barney! Do that.
Elvis Presley.
Maybe also, what would he say? Love me like a little teddy bear. Like that, you know.
The Beatles.
I would always do like this if I was doing the Beatles. I would say something like, "Oh, she loves too, yeah, yeah." I'd go, "What does that mean?" You know, I'd say something like that. Or let it be, let it be. I'll go, "What about letter A? What letter D?" You know, I would josh around like that. Keep it funny. You know?
Were you jealous when Weird Al Yankovic took off the way he did when you did the exact same type of comedy?
No, but I don't like song parodies. I used to see him. That's mean spirited.
Why is that?
I met Al Yank, and I said to him, "That's not nice. Making fun of people's songs is not nice. You lost on Jeopardy." I go, "That's not funny, because people who lose on Jeopardy feel sad about it."
So there is a line for you.
Yeah, I don't go for that type
You're
of stuff.
not one of these comics that says it's all fair as long as people laugh.
No, if somebody's offended, you should say you're sorry.
That's a good point. A lot of people don't stand by that.
Yeah, because they're dirty birds.
You're on at the Strip
Yeah,
following Eddie Murphy.
Ed Murphy's good people.
Now, what happened after that was someone was in that audience that was a producer from a new comedy festival in Montreal called the Just for Laughs Festival. They gave you a spot on that festival. You flew up to Montreal.
I drove New Faces.
Yep.
Because I told them I only fly first class. I was like, you just got to go in there and show them who you are. And they're like, we fly everybody coach. And I go, I'm driving.
And you did.
Yep.
No problems at the border.
No, I broke down 4 times, though.
What were you driving at the time?
It was my friend driving. I didn't tell him what I was doing or where we were going. So he didn't have a passport. So they stuck me at the border. And I just kind of walked across, told him who I was here. But I lied.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him I was doing stand-up. I said, I'm just here to marry a girl. But I didn't know that would get you in trouble.
Yeah.
So they sent me back to the U.S.
You get
But
there.
I finally got there, you know. I mean, I finally like, sorry.
You do a 7-minute spot. This is the same year.
Yeah, but I was supposed to do 45. That's the crazy part.
And?
I just did 7. So they're like, we got a headline show for you, Bell. All these people, the industry, they're going to show us what you got. And I just went and did 7.
You
I'm like, you ain't paying me enough.
go back to the hotel bar after where everybody's hanging out
At the Delta.
at the Delta Hotel. Someone walks up to you and slips you a business card. What network did they work for?
NBC. And I said to him, yeah, I know what that means. No big cheese. I go, maybe I'll do something, maybe I won't. But I had my eye on some other networks at the time too. I like the little underground stuff. WB. I like WPIX. Anything like that, local stuff. It's stronger.
Now, did you have show ideas in mind
Yep.
when you were pitching?
Yep.
Tell me one.
Well, one of them, as you know, is Ring My Bell.
Ring My Bell.
And one of them was another bowling show. I'm like, how funny would it be if we did pranks? Like, I love a good prank. Like, one of the pranks I wanted to pull is like we do the balls that have no holes in them. I'm like, people are going to go crazy. I said, let's sell hats, but we line them with like lead. So when people put them on, they're like, oh no, they start collapsing. I go like that. I go, I'm a pranker. I like to play pranks.
Ring My Bell.
Good prank.
Gets a pilot, gets greenlit. You signed to how many episodes for season 1?
They gave us, I think there was supposed to be 24. We did 11. So political.
How was it political?
Because all of a sudden they want like, you know, you don't know the right people, or what do you know? A lot of times, I'm not going to lie, I would tip a few back and come in. I'd be 2 bells to the wind.
Yeah.
And I'd come in all of a sudden, I'm forgetting my lines. I broke down a couple times. I'm not ashamed to say I started crying. There was a girl I had my eye on, and she came in with a guy. And I'm like, I know you're an intern, but I was here to help you. And I just started crying, and they fucking had to shut down production.
She worked on the set.
She was an intern.
And you can't do that now. Now you can't date women on the set. It's very frowned upon.
No, I was just screaming and crying.
It was a different time back then. Where were you shooting the show?
We were shooting it in the studio.
Right. In Los Angeles or New York?
Yeah, we were out there on the left coast. La La Land.
La La Land.
Yeah, I
A
was out
different
there.
world. Small town Waterbury, Connecticut boy goes to L.A.
That's right.
Temptations.
Yeah, they played a couple nights when I was there, but I didn't get a chance to see him because I was too busy working, trying to make connections. I seen Joey Rogues over at the Comedy Store.
Would you do spots after a long day of shooting?
Yeah, I'd go on real late. They would put me on real late because I figured, hey, we need this guy to headline, blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants to go on after him.
That happens a lot to me.
I would just start riffing. Boom. Just start playing around.
Late at night.
Yeah.
And you're there, you're shooting the show, you got a bunch of money. I heard
Yeah, a bunch of Muldoons in my pocket.
you ended up dating somebody very famous.
Well, I don't like to kiss and tell. But I had like a little thing with Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci.
Yeah, because she's into like scream therapy. And one time she come to the Comedy Store, right? And I'm outside, I'm crying. And she goes, what's the matter with you? I go, nobody fucking gets it. I threw the bottle down I was drinking. And I go, do you scream a lot? 'Cause I heard she did scream therapy.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah. I go, let's go. What do you say we go get a container of coffee?
A container of
I
coffee.
said, let's go get a container of coffee. I go, if you got a straw, I got the buck to buy it. Yeah, we laughed about that. It was, like a little light joke.
Seems very genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Are you starstruck when you meet her? She was in the Casper the Friendly Ghost movie.
I hated that movie. I told her that too.
Yeah,
I said that was racist.
because the ghost was so
I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I
How'd
told
she take that?
she was upset. She thought it was like, that was kind of rude. This was like the first time we're hanging out. And I forgot she was in the Addams Family. I was really not kind.
Yeah.
I got angry. I was like,
You were drinking a lot at this time.
yeah, I believe me. As I say, I was 2 bells to the wind. I was like a little, I was belled up, man. And she's bell-eyeing me. And I go, Addams Family fucking sucked. And I hit my hand real hard on the table. And I think I fractured the back part of my right hand. And then she's like, well, what are you so angry for? And I'm like, that show was so good. And they fucking stole it. I hit like that.
Yeah.
But that was our date. I thought it was cool.
It seems like she really liked you.
She was into it, yeah. I think she could tell that I'm a good screamer, that I'm passionate, and that like I care a lot about just different stuff.
Did you move in with her?
No, we only went on that one date.
Right.
It was just that one date, but it was fun. I don't want to tell you how it ended.
How did it end?
I walked her home. She was like walking fast. She was like a block ahead of me. I'm like, wait up, babe, and she just kept walking and walking. I finally walked her home. I caught up to her, but I'm embarrassed to say I didn't have deodorant on, so I could tell I was a little ripe.
Do you
So I
think
tried to hug her like that.
because you were a TV star and she was a movie star?
I wasn't a TV star yet. It was before Ring My Bell. Ring My Bell came after that.
So you were just a common man.
Just a guy out there joking around.
Yeah.
We were doing Ring My Bell, but it hadn't like caught on yet.
Now, when Ring My Bell does drop, that first night, where do you watch the premiere? Who's with you?
I'm in a bar, and there's a bunch of people sitting around, and I go, I don't know about you people, but I'd like to watch some television. And they made the band stop playing. I unplugged the band. I was drunk.
Yeah.
And they put the TV on, and you see me come out. You can ring it's fucking rocking. And now one of the bikers there took a full beer stein and threw it through the television. I was so angry. I was like, "What I do?" He's lucky I didn't say something.
There was only one TV in the whole bar.
Yeah, it was a little tuber,
Right.
up in the corner, and I didn't realize that all these guys were like motorcycle riders, and he
Right.
took a big beer stein and he threw it right through the TV.
They get upset.
Yeah, they did.
So you didn't get to watch the show, and this was when you would have to video record on a cassette if you wanted to watch it again.
Yeah, so I was steamed like a vegetable, believe me.
You were really upset.
Oh, man, I went out in a lot, and I was like, that guy's so lucky, man.
Yeah.
I bet Bell's got like a cool-off button.
Do you believe in violence, or do you think that you should always be able to stop a situation with comedy?
You should be able to joke your way out of it. Because if I go, believe me, if I get crazy, forget it. There was no coming back. I'll start throwing rocks. I'll start like kicking dirt and stuff. Like, you ever see Billy Martin for the Yankees?
Yeah.
I relate to that.
Kicking dirt and throwing rocks.
Yeah, just kick dirt on people.
Yeah.
I went out there,
Have you
I
ever
saw
been in a
it.
fist fight?
I better go to jail. You shouldn't say. But I'll tell you off the air. Believe me, the crazy story.
You don't want to go to jail.
No.
After the 11 episodes of Ring My Bell.
Then they moved us to 3 a.m. Friday. They're like, Bell, we're telling you it's going to be a better spot.
Was it?
No. I go, this doesn't sound, sounds like a bunch of bull sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How were you coping at that time with the time slot move, the Ricci blow off, and the near biker fight?
I'm not going to lie. I was doing a little bit too much, a little too much dubin, a little too much tooting. Dubin, tooting, and boozing. That's what I would say. I'm dubin, boozing, tooting, and
A lot of drugs.
yeah. I was messed up.
You're alone. Your mom reaches out and says, Doug, I'm worried about you. Maybe you should come home. What do you respond with?
I go, Ma, I'm fine. I said that. I'll never forget that. She goes, okay.
And that was it.
Yeah, because I answered the phone. I was crying. And she goes, what are you doing? I'm like, I just punched through a window. Blah, blah, blah. And she goes, what's wrong, Doug? I go, I'm fine. And she goes, okay. Hangs up.
The next chapter leads us to a weird place. You...
What was I going to say? So I finally... We're here, Pennsylvania. He's always got to keep humor involved.
You meet Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah, Ced's good people.
They're doing a
He's watching this.
tour.
Hello, Cedric.
Good old Cedric.
Yeah,
They're doing a huge tour.
comedy.
Him, Bernie Mac, Steve Harvey,
Big Mac.
D.L.
Shout
Hughley.
out, yeah.
The Kings of Comedy.
Damn lucky that's what I would call it.
Somehow, you get the gig doing warm-up opening for them all across the country.
They told me that they didn't want me to be in the movie. And I go, what, are you afraid that Bell's going to outshine you? Mm-hmm. I even said that to him. I said, you afraid that Bell's going to go in there and steal the show?
Yeah.
I go, even if I do steal the show, I'll bring it back. I do that. They got a kick out of it. Bernie Mac didn't want me there. I heard him one time talking to the promoter after the first show. Motherfucker ain't funny.
Yeah.
Screaming at me all jealous and whatnot.
Was it a black and white thing or a talent thing
I
where
don't
they
wanna
didn't
say.
get your comedy?
The whole crowd was racist. They didn't like me.
It was about 99% black, the audience.
Yeah, I did 7 shows.
Right?
Across Atlanta. I did North Carolina, whole big ones. I'd go up there and I would go like, you know what? I go, you're black and I'm white. Let's heal. And I would try to get everybody to go, let's heal.
Yeah.
And then I would just do I would just riff jokes. I would be like Atlanta. I'd be like, where's all the Braves? They out there chopping people. I said that one, I would do the tomahawk chop.
It's always good to open with topical city
Local
humor
stuff.
where you are.
Yeah, I would say North Carolina. I would say I'd be so funny that I was. I go. Yeah, I thought I was in South Carolina. I did something like that.
Yeah.
It was funny, man. I would do the impressions. I did Archie Bunker. I did, you bunch of meatheads,
Yeah. Did they get it?
They didn't like the Kinnison or the Jimmy Carrey I did.
Right. How was the Jim Carrey?
Jimmy Carrey was good. Let me tell you something. I would do like the Fireman Bill.
Very good, Fireman
Let
Bill.
me tell you something. I'd do that.
Did you ever have the desire to be on a Saturday Night Live or a Mad TV?
That's easy. Because I do characters.
Yeah.
Yup.
Why weren't you on one of those two shows?
Because my characters were too unique. I was doing one time this really loud guy who bleeds through the walls. And like, who's that? I'm like, Ralph Sutton.
Ralph Sutton is a very loud character that does bleed through the walls. But I would imagine when you did him on Saturday Night Live, they wouldn't know who he was.
That was the point.
And if you have to explain the character, you think it's not good?
I'm like, no, but I do famous people too. I'm like, whoever you need, I'll do.
You come home.
Yeah, I sure do.
You go visit your mom.
Yeah, she was sick by that point.
And what was wrong with her?
She had cancer.
Of what?
Left side of her head.
The left side of the head.
Yeah, they had to like cut off like the forehead, around the eye socket, half the cheekbone, and the ear.
And how do you cope with that?
I just hugged her from the other side.
Your mother loved you.
Yeah, she did.
She succumbed.
Goes, you're my little special Belle.
She succumbed to cancer how long ago?
What are we in now? 2022, 2011.
11 years ago.
Yep. Every Mother's Day I give like a thumbs up.
What happened after your mother died?
We buried her. It was like a funeral and a wake, and you had to go put the flowers in the car.
How did you cope emotionally?
I just use laughter. I just use laughter because that's the only way I would do it. Like we were at the funeral, and I go, don't throw the flowers; they're worth money. I said that, figuring everybody would crack up.
Do people get confused sometimes when there's flowers?
This is just here.
That's fine. Do you think that people want to throw the flowers like they're at a wedding and they forget sometimes?
They were placing them. But I took mine. I wound up like I think I went back. I go, no, it's what was the guy's name? I think I messed up. I go, it's Lance Manning. I thought the quarterback, but I messed up his name.
Eli.
Yeah, I called him Lance Manning. I messed up with the guy with testicle cancer.
After your mother's buried,
yeah, we left.
You go into a very dark phase of your life.
Yeah, I was crying all over the place, going from like network door to network door. I was like sending in, I'm not going to say what network, but there was a network that I felt did me wrong. I was sending in like packages, white powder in them. Saying like, I hope you like anthrax, stuff like that.
You would write that on the letter?
Yeah, I didn't know they could take fingerprints off the letter.
Yeah. And then what happened?
Got arrested. Mm-hmm. I pled like not guilty. I said, this whole thing's a setup, blah, blah, blah.
Have you forgiven that network?
Yeah, we're talking about bringing it back to another network. But I was on like CW. It was so cool. Ring My Bell. We were doing so good. And I kind of feel like a buzz now lately because I took like a 7-year hiatus. There was a little self-harm thing I don't want to talk about outside the Comedy Cellar.
Okay.
Just cutting and crying. And I was like, Joe, I was just like crying, whatever. Saturday in between shows, the lady who works there was not happy.
Right. It kind of brings some bad press onto the place.
Yeah, because there was like, I think Davey Chappelle was there that night doing something. And matter of fact, he walked in. And I go, Davey. I go like that. I go, it's Bell. I figure I go, let's riff.
Yeah.
And he runs in. And it just put me in a sour mood.
And then
I went upstairs and got a few. Few belts of booze, and I came out and I started thinking about this girl, and the papers were there to cover Davey, and I just started crying and cutting myself and screaming, and I had to take 7 years off after that.
And now you're back.
Yeah, back and just as good as before.
Comedy's changed now.
Yeah, it can't be like. I don't like to be like dirty anyway. I don't like salty talk.
Right.
I don't like it.
You were never a filthy comic.
No, I would always say F.
Yeah.
Or suck my D, or I would just point down there like they know.
Is that a result of you trying to get on the Tonight Show and taking a dirty set and making it clean?
Yeah, because I did my audition for the Tonight Show. I did my Letterman audition, Mr. Snooty.
Yeah.
Mr. Snooty. And they said that you can't talk about, hey, this girl, I can't believe I put my you-know-what in her A and I got S all over it.
Yeah. Why can't you say that? You're not cursing.
Yeah, they go, you can't do an anal sex joke on Letterman.
Right.
Especially if the girl, like, evacuates.
But then you see all your friends getting on Letterman. How's that make you feel?
I was angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to, like, I'm not proud of this, but a couple times there was guys on there and I'd just go and I would, like, sit in the back and heckle up and yell at their punchlines.
Colin Quinn took you under his wing.
Quinny. Yeah, no, Quinny and me, we think a lot alike, too. I told him you ought to be doing stuff. I'm like, do something about the Constitution, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. He wanted you to do a one-man show, like his one-man show.
He would always go like, Bell, what would he say? He goes, I would always go, you must be hungry, have some fingers. He goes, he would go, come on, Bell. You know, he would try to get me to do it, but I was like, that's just too easy for me.
Yeah. You're more of a straight-up joke guy.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Now you're back.
Betsy Ross, I would do stuff like that. Like, I'll talk about Betsy Ross. I go, was she Jeff Ross's aunt? You know, stuff like that.
Yeah. She had a flag. You know,
Yeah.
an American flag was a circle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do Constitution jokes all day.
It's easy. What he does is really easy.
Yeah, it's like he just takes
It's just
what's
like
already there.
like a couple years of research, and then it's real easy to throw a show like that.
Yeah,
together.
so what he talks about, like history of New York. I could do that.
Yeah, it's all on Google.
Yeah, what comes after 42nd Street? 43rd Street. Like right there. You know, I could have just riffed on that for 5 minutes.
It is clever.
Yeah, Quinny's good people.
What is it like being a middle-aged man who was a great success?
Wait, we can't have my age on here. I
Oh.
tell people I'm 36.
All right. What is it like being a 36-year-old man coming back to comedy, trying to make it in a world where comedy has changed and affirmative action has taken place and diversity hiring? How does that make you feel?
I could just see my influence. There's a lot of people not giving me my due. I don't like it at all. Like Mikey Cannon
Yeah,
got his look from me. I don't like it.
I agree.
And we had a big thing one night. He walked away, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of these guys not giving me my due. And I don't
So
like
you
it.
call people out on their shit.
Yeah.
You don't
Usually
just
after
let
a
it-
few belts. Like I won't do it sober.
Right.
But I'll drink a few belts and I'll just start like telling them like what the fuck, you know.
And do you feel better getting that off your chest?
Yeah, it always feels good.
Like Mike Cannon stole your whole look.
Yep. I go, what are you going to do? Lift a bunch of weights?
Yeah.
I said that to him, you know. He wasn't too kind about it.
Yeah,
Billy
he's a really
Burrs.
mean guy, Mike Cannon.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
Billy Burrs is good people, though. He's doing Fenway Park. And I go, dude, how funny would it be if me and you, I go, imagine this and forget the stand-up. I go, bring a table out. Let's just me and you sit down there in the middle of the ballpark and tell stories. The crowd will go crazy.
And?
He's got to get back to me. I think he wants to do it, but he's like, I don't know if I can get a table. Like, he's not too sure.
Yeah.
But I think he's also scared that Bell's going to come out and outshine him.
It's a weird thing when people pay money to see Bill Burr and then Doug Bell shows up and they're like, oh, that guy was better than
I
Burr.
told them, and I was not exactly sober, but I seen him. I got him in a corner. I'm talking to him. I go, dude, you bring out like a card table and a couple of chairs. You walk out, right? You go, how you doing? And you're like, Bill's got that.
Yeah.
I go, then you bring out a card table before you tell joke one. You bring out a card table and 2 folding chairs. And you go, you guys ready for the big surprise? They're going to think like it's Carl Yastrzemski or
Yeah.
Jimmy Rice, you know, one of the old...
Any of the Boston Red
Bo
Sox.
Sox.
Yeah.
You know, Pedro Hernandez. You know, Mike Stanley.
Big Poppy.
Who's that?
It was like a real big guy that was a really good batter for them. Got into some trouble. I think
well,
he
he's
got
ball
shot
player.
at in the Dominican Republic, I believe.
But yeah, so I go, you put them chairs down, and you go, it's Bell, and I'll come out like this, and I go on the screen, there can be like a big bell, and I go, man, you could just sit down and tell stories, compadre, just me and you.
Yeah. Was Boston always a big market for you?
Yeah, dude, I can't even discuss the numbers.
Yeah, big numbers.
They were so good.
People would be happy to see
They'd
you.
go crazy.
Yeah.
Just to see 2 old chums telling comedy
Believe me,
stories.
I did First Energy Park with 30 people in it. Those baseball stadiums go nuts.
Yeah, they're crazy,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like,
crazy.
I told them it'll be so funny. I go, Me and you could sit down, and I could go. I should go. I go. All right, you look out for me. I'll look out for you in case somebody gets a base hit. I go like that. I'd be like the opening joke, like in the Fenway ballpark.
Yeah, and then you could yell out, "Watch out!
Yeah.
There's a ball."
I was gonna bring out like a ball in each pocket and go, "Who wants baseball?" And then like do like a trivia.
Have you ever thought about having a T-shirt cannon at your live stand-up?
I had.
shows?
I can't. Can we take that out? I had one. I had one, yeah. But I put in, I didn't know they couldn't be wet shirts. I put the wet shirt in, and there was an older woman in the front, and I shot her, and it broke her jaw, and she split her head open on the floor.
I'll take that out.
Take that out because I got sued over
Don't worry,
that.
I will. Yeah.
Yeah, I told everybody it was a mosh pit, and somebody stepped on her face, but it was a wet thing, and I fucking loaded, pow, and she was this close to it. Right in her jaw. So fucking sad, dude. She felt bad.
very
She
sad.
split her head open. I thought she was gonna die. But she didn't. She's okay now, and blah, blah, blah. But she was like 75. I don't know why she was there.
What's next for Doug Bell?
Trying to get CW to bring my bell back. I'm available for any just to do shows. And again, I'm talking to Billy and I'm trying to get a hold of Joe. Rogie loves me, but I got a number for him. I don't know if it's good anymore. It says Joey R 92.
What's the number?
It was the 310 number, but it has 92. So I'm like, I think this is an old number. And I keep I'm texting him for like 9 months. I haven't heard back. It's coming up green. I've been working on something. I'll be walking down the street, and I'll get an idea, and I'll just start filming it. And I'll go, welcome to Bell's Life, and I'll just start talking. And I'm like, I'm going to sell that to a studio someday. Welcome to Bell's Life. And I'll just start, this is my day so far. I went down there, I went to the store. The clerk yelled at me. I dropped my milk, whatever happened. They ought to do a reality show with me. It'd be so funny.
It's an amazing idea.
It'd be so funny. I'll do, hey, come see Fire Marshal Billy. Hey, wait, how do you, hold on. I got something for you. I do like that.
We end this interview, as we do all interviews, by asking the 10 questions from the Scolachone, the French philosopher, Scontuye. Doug, what is your favorite word?
Helper.
What is your least favorite word?
Tire iron. I don't like that word. I got struck with one across the legs. It was terrible. I was on my way to prom. And one of the kids was bullying me because he liked the girl I was with, and he hit me across the legs with a tire iron. And I fell down. My suit got muddy. And anyway, she went with him, but she was like, Doug, I was just trying to make sure everything was cool. Blah, 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 blah.
Did you see her again?
No, she started hanging out with him.
Tire iron.
Tire iron. I hate that word.
What turns you on?
Light switches. Yes, I would say that.
What turns you off?
Probably like when the food is cold. When you go to get like hot supper.
Yeah.
When your supper's cold.
What sound or noise do you love? The bell.
The bell.
What sound or noise do you hate?
I hate that sound so much.
What is that? What does that sound?
I don't know, but sometimes I just do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm
And
doing
you don't
it.
like that
I
sound,
hate
mate.
it. I hate it so much. It hurts my throat.
Doug, what is your favorite curse word?
I don't like to curse, but sometimes I'll see some, and I'll be like, why don't we get together? We'll just shoot the sugar. Let's go shoot the sugar. I've said shit before. But I would prefer to say, let's sit down and shoot the sugar.
I like it. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Doctor. doctor, surgeon, saving people.
Saving
Fixing
people's lives.
Yeah, like Dr. Fauci.
Do you believe you save lives with comedy?
Laughter is the best medicine. I would always say that. I would walk right in. I would go, well, it looks like laughter is the world's best medicine. Dr. Bell at your service. I would do something like that. You know, that's how I would open my shows. Matter of fact, it's funny, when I was on the Kings of Comedy, I walk out, right? This was the final show. It was in Jacksonville, 19,000 people. I walk out like this with the bell. I can't even hear the bell. They're booing so loud. I get there, boom, boom. I go, hey, it looks to me like I think I messed up the line. I go, laughter's, Dr. Bell's got some laughter medicine. I think I said that. Like, Dr. Bell's got laughter medicine. Like, do like that.
They didn't like it.
No, they cut the mic on me.
Black audiences boo very loudly.
Yeah, I guess that there was something about it, but I thought they were going to go crazy when I did that.
And you couldn't even hear your own bell.
I thought someone stole it. I actually stopped and looked at it for like 35 seconds on stage. I thought someone stole a clapper. I was shaking it like this on stage, and the boos are getting louder. I'm looking at it. I'm like, no, it's right there. And I walk out, and I go, yeah, Dr. Bell just got the medicine. I think I rushed it because I was a little nervous.
And all you had to say was, laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, but Dr. Bell's got the medicine. As I was taking the hat off, I think I fell off the mic a little bit. Dr. Bell's got the best medicine. I think I said, like, as I was dipping into my hat.
Stand-up is not easy.
Yeah, I guess so, for some people.
What profession would you not like to do?
Gravedigger, because I get sad when I see dead people.
Yeah.
Short order cook. Hate to be a short order cook.
What would be your least favorite order to prepare as a short order cook?
Goulash.
It's very difficult. I don't even know what goes
Nah,
in
I don't
goulash.
like goulash at all. One time when I was a kid, I had goulash, and I fucking left it on my chair, and I sat in it by mistake later. I didn't mean to do it. I put the goulash down. I'm off. I think I'm petting a dog, and I come back, and I sit in the goulash, and I got screamed at. Got goulash on my tough skins.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
You had to walk around all day with goulash on your pants.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was. My mother goes, go to school, because that was my breakfast. She used to like making goulash for breakfast, couscous for lunch. It's really cool food.
Yeah.
But I don't like goulash.
What do you eat now?
Crackers. I love crackers.
Just a plain old saltine?
Plain saltine. You give me a little bit of Ritz, dip it in milk. Ritz dipped in milk.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You can ring Doug's bell, something like that, or hello, this is God. I'm now in charge of the WB, or no, the CW. I messed up. Why not WB? And we're gonna stick it up the CW's ass, something like that.
If you riffed with God, who would be the straight man?
I mean, whatever he said, because he is risen. That is the good news.
Doug Bell, you'll be on tour.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Well, right now I'm just doing a bunch of small clubs, but I'm going. There's a bar called Lucky's. It's right. It's on the border of Juarez in Texas, and I'm doing a set in Lucky's in November 14th. I got a set in Lucky's. And I'm going to shoot out to L.A. and see what I can pick up along the way.
Good time
But
to
there's
go.
a place in New Mexico called Billy's Ale House, and I'm doing a set there, open for somebody. I think sometime early December.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's cooking.
You've come so far.
Whoa! Don't say that.
You have so far to go. Thank you, Doug, for being on our show.
Hey. Where fly wild and stay gold.
Doug Bell, ladies and gentlemen.
They can't fly wild and stay gold.
Doug Bell.